Today, we're going to build a flower planter. A week or so ago, my wife asked me if I could build a planter that was a tower instead of a long bed. So she sent me a couple pictures and I came up with an idea to build a planter kind of like this. It's 3 panels wide by 1 panel deep with holes along the side for planting the flowers in and also across the top. Here I have the cedar fence plankings that I plan to use. These are 6 foot tall. I'm gonna cut them into 3 foot sections here on the miter, and then I like the dog ear decoration at the top, so I'll go ahead and add that at the cutoff pieces. So let's go ahead and get those cuts started, and then we'll go on to how I'm going to assemble it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure out our 3 foot, mark it, bring our blade close, set our stop block, and start making our cuts. All right, since all those cuts are done, now I'm gonna add the dog ears onto the ones I cut off. But I'm gonna use one of the original boards to match the angle of the dog ear. Looks like it's right at a 45. So I'll lock that in, bring it down against the blade, and again, use my stop block. Makes these cuts easily repeatable. Then I can go ahead and make those cuts. I'm gonna make these 2 at a time. Okay, with those cuts, I plan to make it 3 panels wide, and I'm gonna fasten together with this fairly cheap $2 for an 8 foot piece of 1x2. So I'm gonna take a measurement across all 3, 16.5 inches. And with that, I'm gonna put 3 of these, 1 at the top, 1 at the middle, and 1 at the bottom for bracing. So let me go ahead and make those cuts. All right, here I am set up to cut the small 1x's into those 16.5 inch pieces. I have my block set again, and then I move it down, make the cut. I need 12 of these in total. All right, first we'll start with pre-drilling some holes, because this is just pine and these screws will surely split this down the middle. And now we can add our fastening screws. And then we'll go ahead and do the same for the top and bottom strips. So there's 1 panel complete. Let's take a quick look. So this will be the front. Let's go ahead and drill the holes. When using a hole saw, it's always handy to have a screwdriver around so you can pry out the biscuit or cookie, whatever you want to call it. And be careful, because after a few of those, this will get very hot. Okay, so here's one completed front panel. I'm gonna do 2 of these, and then back panels that don't have holes. It'll be 1 fence picket deep. I'm gonna go ahead and assemble the other front and the 2 backs. You've seen the process once, I don't need to show it to you again. I'll be right back after I finish that up. Okay, now that I have 1 front and 1 back completed, now I'm going to fasten those together with 1 picket on the side. My plan is to just put 1 screw through the side into the furring strips on the inside. Now I know screws into the end grain of wood don't hold very well, but again, this isn't going to have a lot of stress on it, and I don't expect it to last forever. So let me start and see how it turns out. Alright, I'm going to pre-drill here, but not all the way into the furring strip, just through the picket. Of course, I left all of my drills just out of reach. I think that's going to hold really well. I'm putting quite a bit of torsion on that, and it feels really great. I think it's going to be fine for a flower planter. So let me go ahead and add the back. Okay, there's one side. Let me go ahead and do the other. Here we have one finished planter. It's got space for 12 plants in the front and a few across the top. This was an easy project, and it's not going to take a lot of soil to fill. It's only about 6 inches deep. Stay tuned and we'll do an update of what we end up planting in here. We've got more videos on the way because planting is just right around the corner. And I'm going to be sure to get some video of my plants going into the ground. Come on back next time as we keep on working toward a better Terra, one small planter at a time.